You're listening to Sudbury News Talk.
I want to show you something.
Stand by. On the morning shift.
Anything
could happen.
Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.
Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome to Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift. I'm AJ Walsh. Glad to be here with you. Thankful that you're here with us. Getting off to a little bit of a late start this morning. Just everything I need to do to get ready for the day, and then all the equipment that we have and programs and software. But it is what it is. We're here with you. We're live on CKLU 96.7 FM right here in the morning. Every weekday morning between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m. You can catch us right here on this station on the airwaves, also streaming at cklu.ca. You click on the Radio Player Canada app and you can stream us. If you download it, you can take us with you and listen to us anywhere, anytime on your favorite device. We are also streaming live at facebook.com/Sudbury News, youtube.com/Sudbury News. So make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow the channel and the page. Also comment. We'll do our best to get your comments read for those listening up on the screen for those watching either live, or you can find the shows on demand on Facebook and YouTube. Also on twitter.com/Sudbury News, now X, and also Sudbury.news, which is our local news aggregator. Welcome everyone to this show. We're thankful to have you as we are each and every day. We want to dive right in. We got lots to talk about. There's one huge headline came out yesterday evening that the CAO of Sudbury, Ed Archer, is no longer going to be employed by the city. So that's an interesting turn of events, one that caught me a little bit off guard, and so we'll look into that. What's up with that? 3 major news outlets in Sudbury have covered it: Sudbury Star, CBC, and Sudbury.com. I'm not sure about the CTV. They're probably covering it as we speak. But anyways, yeah, pretty crazy stuff. And we'll talk about that, what that means for the city, why it actually happened. And I know there was a little bit of controversy there we talked about in the recent past between some councillors and some of the raises that were given to upper management in Sudbury, and how it was okay, but yet the optics of it was not the greatest during a time when many were struggling, that many of the people in Sudbury were getting, top jobs in Sudbury were getting raises. And so anyways, just interesting to see that turn of events. We'll talk about that and much more. We'll have your comments as we come back, and as this is your conversation on your station, CKLU 96.7 FM. Lots to talk about, so let's dive right in. We'll start off with a little bit of weather, then we'll be back with news headlines and your comments right after this. And Sudbury weather brought to you by SudburyWeather.ca. Currently it's 14 degrees. It is mostly cloudy today. It'll stay cloudy, 30% chance of showers early in the morning. Showers beginning early this morning, then changing to 40% chance of showers this afternoon. Wind could be gusting up to 50 kilometers per hour. Temperature will be falling to +4 this afternoon. And then tonight, cloudy, 40% chance of showers this evening, becoming partly cloudy before the morning. And the low will be 0 this evening. Wind chill will feel like -3 overnight. Thursday, tomorrow, partly cloudy, becoming sunny in the morning, high of 9. So this will be a crazy day. And then after that, things will be warming up again, and the sun will come out at least partially tomorrow on Thursday, high of 9. Friday, 60% chance of showers, again, high of 9. Saturday, 40% chance of showers, high of 5. Sunday, partly cloudy, with a high of 4. And then same thing, mix of sun and cloud on Monday with a high of 7. And then temperatures seem to be rising again for mid-week next week, Tuesday, October the 29th. They're forecasting it to be 14 degree. The 14 degrees would be the high, 40% chance of showers as well. So, and that's October 29th. So to be, mid-teens for the end of October, that's not too bad. We had a pretty nice run here in fall. But as you can see, a lot of the precipitation coming our way, this satellite radar snapshot taken at about 3:30 a.m., mostly just a large strip from Michigan all the way through Sault Ste. Marie up Timmins, Moosonee, and then coming towards us. So that's what we're going to experience today. And then, clearing for tomorrow. But anyways, that's your Sudbury weather, brought to you by SudburyWeather.ca. We'll be back with news headlines, your comments, and more right after this. And I hope everybody is having a wonderful morning this morning. And with that, we'll have a few check-ins. Nana on YouTube, good morning, everyone, and blessings to all. Blessings to you too, Nana. Thanks for being on. Much appreciated. And Marianne, good morning, everyone, from Barrie and liked and shared as usual. Rick is joining us this morning. Good morning, everyone. And Judy on Facebook, good morning to you, Judy. And Belinda, good morning. Never thought that working away from something, never forget that walking away from something unhealthy is brave, even if you stumble a little on your way out the door. Keep moving forward. That's right. So never forget that walking away from something could be healthy and brave. You don't always have to stand in the face of something and take it head on, even if stumbling a little on your way out the door. Keep moving forward. So you don't, when you know a battle isn't worth it, then you need to move on. If you're banging your head against a brick wall and you know something is impossible, sometimes you have to move on. And that reminds me of something that Zach, as you remember, was instrumental in getting the show off the ground and was a co-host for the beginning of this Sudbury News Talk, who will be coming on at some point, calls me from time to time saying, hey, when can I come on? I'm like, anytime. And so anyways, we had this funny idea, these inspirational posters that people have, like never give up, inspiration. They have these quotes or whatever. We thought of coming up with our own brand of, posters that say, just give up, the time's right. Sometimes you need to take a loss or something similar to what Belinda is saying, like the opposite of these inspirational posters, because it's just as true as it is. Sometimes you have to not give up. Sometimes you have to give up, because sometimes what you're doing or what you're trying to do, it's not going to work out. It's like the relationship that just, you keep trying and trying and trying and trying, and it's just never going to go anywhere. It's one-sided, and there's only one person in love or one person infatuated, and the other person isn't. And the one person is just relentless, not giving up. Well, sometimes it's just right to throw in the towel, move on, and it's more healthy to do that and just take your loss. And maybe you're humbled a little bit, and you got to take your knocks in life sometimes. So thank you for that, Belinda. Much appreciated. David, good morning. Take care. Stay safe. And yes, definitely. Same to you, David. You've had that mantra ever since the beginning of being on the show. And I hope you're doing well these days, health-wise. Pat, good morning, with an exclamation point. Good morning, Pat. And Belinda, Greater Sudbury CAO Ed Archer, no longer employed by the city. The heat is on. Cue the music with Glenn Fry. Yes, we'll be covering that, our main story today, and checking into it, as it's the first time that I'm hearing of it this morning. And so just as we're all hearing the news, we'll all learn about it together. And Denise, blessings, everyone. Good morning to you. Uh, bipolar weather. Yes, for sure. 100%. All over the place. And Rebecca, good morning. Smiley emoji. Hope you're having a great morning. And Denise says the general public is getting very educated. And when you talk to a counselor or the mayor and ask them questions and they act stupid, remember, they hold our lives in their hands and now they're getting raises. Money talks, BS walks. Okay, yes. Well, yes, I mean, politics is not an easy thing and it's not for the faint of heart one bit. And maybe one day we'll have politicians, and I don't even know. Let's say someone was a legit politician. Is it possible? I don't know. I was just thinking about this morning. If there was a legit politician that was through and through just for the people, I don't know. They would still be polarized. There's still media that could spread lies about them. There's still AI nowadays that's just coming on the scene that could smear the person and make them so that way, even though they're legit and they're exactly what the people need and whatever, they may not have the full support of all the people just because of what we're used to already in politics, and people are very apathetic to it and the processes and the people, and they don't have much confidence in it anymore. Well, let's just say some people were legit and they really wanted to change things for the better, and they got in somehow, and they were really trying to do some good work. Yeah, they I think would go through a lot of misery. I think if they were in there trying to change it from the inside, I just do believe that. But even the people on the outside, or the citizens, would they be able to tell? Would they be able to know? Or would they just say, yeah, there's got to be some hidden agenda. It's too good to be true, or something like that, right? So it's hard these days to imagine what it could be to have people of integrity, true integrity, in positions of influence and authority. Anyways, Belinda goes on to say, don't you love it when the people have had enough tyranny? Keep applying pressure, people. Well, there you go. Maybe it is grassroots, obviously. You have to stand for what you believe in and what is best for people. You got to have a backbone. And Rebecca, hopefully we get a beautiful sunny Halloween for our kiddos. Yes, that will be this Thursday coming up, a week from tomorrow. So yeah, interesting. We'll have to see how the weather goes. Weather on Halloween's always an anomaly. It's always interesting, as I've found over the years in Sudbury anyways. I remember one year where it snowed on Halloween and it stayed the whole year. So hopefully it's not going to be like that this year. Denise, feels like 16 out here this wet, beautiful morning. So yeah, I did notice it was a bit on the warm end of things. And Penny, good morning to you! The exclamation point. Good morning as well. And Chilly Willy, as we get into the fall, and then winter's on the horizon, right? So that's Rebecca. And Lurleen, good morning to you. Snowing already in Alberta, so yes, it will be on the way. Well, thanks for that, but it is, having lived here and do live here and will continue to live here, we're very aware, as you are in Alberta, that we can expect snow always, every winter. And Marianne saw that for sure. And morning blessings to you, and blessings to you as well, Lurleen. And Victoria, good morning to you. Smiley emoji. Yep, live, learn, let go. That's an interesting slogan. Live, learn, let go. Or learn to let go too, when you need to and when you need to hold on, because sometimes you do need to hold on. You do need to persevere. But when do you let go, right? When is that point in time come when you need to just let go of something that's just not working and it's better use of your time somewhere else? Denise, I don't call it giving up. I call it acceptance. in the time and moment that you're in the time and moment that you're in, of many more moments to come. Just my thoughts, for sure. And Denise, I'll have to message you about today because there may be a work schedule conflict. But anyways, expect a message from me as soon as I get to work and I'm able to figure out what's going on there. They threw me a bit of a curveball yesterday, but I'll let you know. And Penny, regarding homelessness, disappointed with the city and the bylaw for making a homeless man take down the structure he built to stay warm in the winter. And yes, I saw that yesterday, and I did want to cover it on the show. Also, for bylaw for threatening to jail an older father for allowing his son to live in a trailer. Tents are not better! Exclamation point. Also, way more than 500 people in the city are homeless, many hiding from the city, for sure. Many all over the place. You never used to see people experiencing homelessness in Valley East or Chelmsford or anything like that, but that is definitely, it's spreading out and people are going more and more into the bush. That's something that we're seeing. The heat is on is Glenn Fry of the song, but you're saying it's not Glenn Fry. But it is. So you'll have to check that out, a disabled cane. It's not Kenny Loggins. Just do a quick Google search and you'll find that. So appreciate it though. It sounds a bit like Kenny Loggins, but it is Glenn Fry. We have communities here that are offended that people are decorating for Halloween. Unbelievable. And I say they can go fly a kite. Okay. All right. So I guess, tradition, some people, if you don't like Halloween and it's whatever, you don't have to celebrate it. You just don't have to take part. And Lee, good morning. Sounds like you're describing Trump. Ha 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 ha. Oh, like so back to the integral politician, right? If there's someone who really, really cares. Again, look how polarizing he is. If he really, truly did care, if he really was putting it all out there, if he was really, really legit, it's like not everybody is on board, right? There's a lot of people that just cringe when they hear his name. I just put his name up on Facebook one time for a joke, just to see. I didn't say I love Donald Trump. I didn't say I hate Donald Trump. I just put Donald Trump. And you know how you can put it's just black with white bolded letters in your Facebook post? Donald Trump, exclamation point. And man, oh man, people were commenting that thing, just that one name was going viral as a text post. It was bizarre. Facebook had to stop it. Everyone was like, yeah, man, Donald Trump's the man. And people were like, I hate that guy. People were either just ecstatic that I put Donald Trump. I didn't put I hate it or I love him. Just put Donald Trump. It's so hilarious. His name alone was able to just drum up so many emotions on both sides. Nobody was on there going, yeah, I'm not sure. Donald Trump is okay, I guess. Nobody. It was like, he's the best guy in the world or he's the Antichrist. There was nothing in between. So interesting. And again, I still find that fascinating. As a sociological kind of experiment, psychological experiment. Andrew, good morning. How are you doing? Nice rainy day for sure. I guess we need the rain. Nature needs rain too. Can't always be sunny. And Lurleen, talking to Penny there, so I'll leave that if you guys are chatting. I can't tell on our messaging software if somebody's talking to others, but saying to donate your warm clothes to a local outreach group helps the homeless. The Go Give Project, SOS, Mama and Kaylee, wondering if government even care. Seem to be wasting money on other things. Interesting, for sure. And Mike's on this morning. Mike Pennant will be talking about the CAO and the new happenings there. Got the news last night. Not sure myself the reasonings, but I guess we're going to dive into it today and find out what's going on. And reason for homelessness, rent is definitely through the roof. There's less and less people able to afford rent, and so more and more people will be experiencing homelessness. And yes, Disabled Kane was able to find that it is Glenn Fry who sang the song "The Heat Is On." Leah, and why do you think they are after him? And that is Trump we're speaking of, for sure. Like, there's no doubt about it. But even my mind goes on to think even deeper things, right? In the world of politics or Secret Service, what people are able to do in these days, we don't even know whether we're coming or going sometimes. And that's why I think it's so interesting the time we live in. Who knows what's going on? Who knows what's right? Who knows, the real deal behind the scenes? It's not easy. We do our best here to unpack things and have a conversation around things. Try to understand, but it's not always easy. First and last month's rent is like $3,000 now for most places, and that's 100% true. Yeah, so we're just gonna move along here, dive right into our headlines of the day. As we know, we start talking about Donald Trump, we could maybe never end up finishing the show. So let's check in with our Sudbury.news news aggregator, located at Sudbury.news on the internet. You just type into the Google search Sudbury.news and you'll land on it. And it's our answer to the government's policy of not being able to share news on Facebook or Instagram, the most widely used platform in the world, social media platform. So let's go through some of the stories here. Committee goes against staff advice to OK industrial rezoning, the BMG Engineering Ltd property off Municipal Road 35 will house an engineering and fabrication shop and accessory offices and other outdoor storage and repair uses. That's Sudbury.com. So it looks like they're going ahead with the rezoning, which is great news for whoever is, building. As one of my computers crash as we're mid-flight here, but I'll deal with that. Just turn it off, turn it back on. No one will even know what's happening on behind the scenes here. Okay, tax on Sudbury hotels. So this might not affect you because you're not usually going to be staying in a hotel in Sudbury, because if you're living at Sudbury, you're traveling out of Sudbury. But if you're coming to Sudbury and you're staying in a hotel, the taxes in our hotels are set to become higher to help fund our new arena. The municipal accommodation tax will increase from 4 to 6% in January 2025, right around the corner. The city estimates the move will generate about $1 million in additional revenue. Now, is that $1 million per year? Is that $1 million total? For that, let's just dive a little bit deeper in, and this is coming from CBC today. So annually, there you go. It's amazing how you just dig a little bit deeper. So that's $1 million annually. So over 10 years, $10 million. That could help to go towards a $200 million plus price tag for the arena, right? Every little bit helps. And it's almost something you don't really even notice. And hotel rates these days are preposterous. They're in, the mid 200s now. Like, no matter where you're staying, 250, 285, whatever. It's even in some small towns around Northern Ontario, there's no cheap hotels anymore. So again, to add just a couple extra points on a tax, I think I'm in favor of that for sure. Why not? Divided on the clear garbage bag mandate, council defers decision. Despite an almost 2-hour debate on the subject, Greater Sudbury City Council ended up deferring, taking the stand during the meeting last night on whether to implement a clear garbage bag mandate. Yeah, you know what? I'm not sure about this clear garbage bag thing. I don't even know if you can get a lot of clear garbage bags. Would Costco work out a deal with the city where they say, okay, we're gonna just bring in clear garbage bags from now on, just for Sudbury, so there's enough clear garbage bags to go around. I think that would definitely be a concern on my end. I haven't even noticed clear garbage bags being sold in grocery stores or department stores, Walmart's, you name it. Costco, I haven't noticed. But anyways, they probably are. But if the whole city had to use clear garbage bags, would there be enough to be sold? That's one of my concerns. Okay, so let's just move right on. A little side note. It's not Sudbury related, but General Motors is closing down its Kapuskasing cold weather testing facility. I thought that was interesting news. That's going to impact a town the size of Kapuskasing for sure. And, and I've always marveled at these cold testing facilities. What do they do in them? Like, how busy are they? Like, how much cold testing needs to be done? Is it, you can only use it in a 4-month period, possibly in the winter? I don't know. But anyways, they're closing. They're leaving Kapuskasing. And that story is from Sudbury.com. The story we're looking at from the clear garbage bags is also from Sudbury.com. And again, for these stories and more, visit Sudbury.news, CTV, Sudbury Star, CBC, Sudbury.com, all on one website. So here you go. Another story from CBC, our kind of main story of the day. Ed Archer is out as CAO of Greater Sudbury. And he's no longer the chief administrating officer of the city. In a stunning announcement Tuesday evening, Greater Sudbury Mayor Paul Lefebvre said the city's chief administrating officer, Ed Archer, is no longer employed by the city. In a news release issued during the supper hour, the mayor thanked Archer for his years of service and contributions and wished him well in future endeavors. So part of that press release said, we appreciate Ed's commitment and contributions over the past 8 years. Mr. Archer helped navigate the city through significant challenges and change during his tenure. As we just go through the advertisements here, the statement went on to say that Greater Sudbury continues to experience both opportunities and challenges. The mayor and council are committed to finding a successor who will build on the city's successes while bringing fresh energy and creative approaches to administration. The city says the search for a new CAO will begin shortly. Mayor Lefebvre also announced that Kevin Falk will assume the role as interim CAO. Wow, well, that's interesting stuff. There's not really too much extra news on that other than the fact that it's well wishes and departing ways. Picture of Ed Archer here. And I know we're going to find out more and more on this, what the reasons were. Okay, so this is Sudbury Star now. We'll see if there's any extra information that they could have. Again, the same things, thanking him. Archer joined the city of Greater Sudbury in May of 2006 under former Mayor Brian Bigger. So he's been there almost 20 years. No, sorry, almost 10 years. My math isn't the greatest at this. And he was there 2016. I said 2006. He was there since 2016. So I apologize for that. Almost 10 years. So 8 years he was there as our CAO. Originally from Northern Ontario, Archer previously served as interim city manager for the city of Regina between 2014 and 2016 and held the position of chief financial officer in Regina. From 2007 to 2014, Archer was the general manager of community and corporate services and municipal treasurer for the city of Barrie, actually, and also served as president of Barrie Hydro Holdings Inc. In March 2014, Archer walked out of City Hall under mysterious circumstances. The reasons for his termination were not made public. Well, isn't this interesting? So he was municipal treasurer for the city of Barrie, along with being the president of Barrie Hydro Holdings. But then in March of 2014, he walked out of City Hall under mysterious circumstances. And the reason for his termination were not made public. The reasons for his departure are confidential, Carla Ladd, CAO of Barrie, 2014, told the media at the time. When he was hired in 2016, Archer earned a salary of about $139,000 plus benefit packages valued at $5,600 according to the Sunshine List. Last year, he earned just $3,000 shy of $300,000, plus more than $11,000 in benefits. So basically, if you add them together, $310,000. As Greater Sudbury continues to experience opportunities and challenges, the mayor said he and his colleagues are committed to finding the successor to the city's, to build on the city's success, again, as bringing fresh energy and approaches to administration, as we already read from the CBC's coverage of this story. The mayor said the goal is to recruit an individual with the vision and leadership skills necessary to support the municipality's long-term goals. The city is well positioned for growth and job creation, and we're confident that with new leadership, we will better prosper, innovate, and achieve the best for our community, Lefebvre said. Further announcements regarding the recruiting process and the transition plan will be made in the coming weeks. And the story will be updated following council meeting. That's from Mary McCowan of the Sudbury Star Post Media. So a little bit more information than the CBC there. A really good reporting from the Sudbury Star on that one. Thank you very much. Now, Sudbury.com, let's see if they're able to add a little bit more to this coming from the Sudbury.com staff. They have some really huge advertisements that just pop up here. So not much more than the CBC's coverage. It's just that the announcement was made, a couple quotes, and that there'll be more on the departure of Ed Archer today. So I guess on tomorrow's show we can have more on that. And interesting tidbit that we found out that he left the city of Barrie under mysterious circumstances, and that the reason for his departure was going to be kept confidential. That's just interesting. And now we're not sure all of a sudden why is he like what? Do we call it fired? Is that what the term is? Was he fired? You know, like, do you just let go somebody like that? Or do they just say, oh, you know, hey, we're just going to move on. We're laying you off. You're not laying someone off because the position is still there and you need to hire someone else after. So I guess he's being fired for, that's the term, not used in any of the stories that we just read, though. So wonder what the reasonings are. That's really interesting. And yes, along with Lurleen, we'd love to know the details. So hopefully there'll be more details coming soon. So I'm just seeing if somebody has any more information here, and Marianne has something. I saw a video when Bigger was mayor, and he had the nerve to say he didn't know the encampment was as bad as it was. Okay, this is for uh, the homelessness situation here in Sudbury for sure. All he had to do was look out the window from his office. Like, seriously. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know. Brian Bigger said he didn't know how bad it was. It was right outside of the building. Remember that? They had it in the park right across from City Hall. So that's definitely interesting. But we're looking forward to more information today on Ed Archer's departure. And that was, not that much of a surprise given the fact that, he came under some heat there from some of our city council members, holding him to the fire on pay raises. I mean, I think at the end of the day, he had been given carte blanche to just go ahead and do what he felt was right, I think. But in terms of the public sentiment, I don't think he gained any points in that regard. When inflation is super high and people are struggling. But it was Mayor Bigger that brought him in, so we have some comments on Mayor Bigger here. Kind of like Brian Bigger being let go by the city of Oakville under mysterious circumstances in the late 2000s. Oh, well, that's interesting as well. And both these guys have financial responsibilities, correct? They're mainly over the finances of cities. Brian Bigger being the city's auditor here in Sudbury, and then becoming mayor after that. But he was let go from the city of Oakville in the 2000s, late 2000s, under mysterious circumstances as well. What are we doing in Sudbury? What's the hiring process anyways? You have to have had some mysterious circumstance and be let go from your job in order to be hired in a high level position? Is that something that we do on a regular basis here? What's going on? Yeah. So again, speculation on these things. If it's not known, we talk about transparency, right? So yeah, in the public perception of people, we started the show talking about politicians, and if there could be something that we could get behind and have faith in our political system and in the people that are in it, and not more of this stuff, it doesn't add to it definitely detracts from any hope of finding people with integrity that are either politicians or bureaucrats, right? So we're talking about a bureaucrat here, not a politician. And but that nonetheless are in government and working for us and being paid by our tax dollars. And it has to do with people that have their hands on the money of the cities. And so they're being let go under mysterious circumstances. Obviously, we have to speculate that they're doing something that's to do with finances and something that's not above board. And if it was known, there'd be more people in trouble than just the person that's being released or fired or shown the door under mysterious circumstances, right? It probably involves other people in the city would get in trouble, and there could be lawsuits, and it's easier to just release them, fire them, let them go under mysterious circumstances and say it's confidential, so that way nothing comes back on anyone else or the city, and it's a way of just wiping your hands of something that could have been nefarious, something that was, possibly not legal, and very interesting stuff anyways. So again, it just brings up more of my reasons for having a third-party audit on the city. It's something I think the citizens of the city would get behind if we had a referendum and just asked everyone, would you be in favor of a third-party audit of our city to find out where the finances are going, how much is coming in, and also look at best practices to see if our money is being spent wisely. So it would be an audit of um, our labor force as well. Everything that we're spending our money on could be audited. So will that ever happen? It'd be great. What if it did happen? Let's say we had a third party audit of the city, and it was arm's length. This firm could not be compromised in any way, shape, or form, and they were going to audit the city. And no matter whose heads were going to roll, they were going to find out the information, right? Can you imagine that? What would we be prepared even for the results of that audit and what it would find? Like, can you think of going back, and how many years would we go back? Would we go back 1 year, 2 years, 7 years? And in that audit, if we were to find anomalies and corruption and possibly laws that were broken, then what would proceed from there? How many lawsuits? How many people would be fired? Then you'd have, so let's say there was 30 people, I'm just throwing out a number there, that were implicated from an audit, that were doing things that were criminally negligent and needed to be prosecuted. They would lose their jobs, so then you'd have to find 30 more people. It would disrupt a bunch of stuff. It would cost the city so much money in lawsuits and whatever. So even as citizens, would we be up for that? Up for, the fallout of what could happen if we were to have an audit like that, right? So again, I call for it. I'm all for transparency. Or could we just, going forward, say we'd like to be transparent from this time on, so that way it will prevent anything in the future from happening, and we incorporate things like I said with this website or whatever, where everything was public, every bit of money coming in, every bit of money going out. So that way everyone can see, because it's our tax dollars, right? So it's like it's like your bank account. That's your money in the bank. Well, it's not actually. There's a policy that the banks have. Once you give them your money, it's their money. Just check into that. You know how banks got bailouts back in the late 2000s, and afterwards as well. Different companies received bailouts. Well, there's something called a bail-in. You want to research that on Google, just so you know your money, when you give it to the bank, it's not yours anymore. It's basically like you making an investment. You're investing in the bank. However, I'm getting sidetracked here. Your money is paying for the city to function. And so through your tax dollars, to the municipality, to the province, to the feds, and it should be where we can see where all that money is going. Almost like when you go on your bank account and you can see where all the bills being paid and the money coming in and who it's coming from and who it's going to. We have the ability to do that these days with software. Totally have the ability. Why don't we? Why isn't it transparent? That's the question I'm asking. But anyways, we'll have more on the exit, the mysterious exit, the second time mysterious exit of Ed Archer from another city, and that this time would be the city of Sudbury. So we'll have more on that tomorrow. See if there's a reporter out there gutsy enough to do some digging and make some things known. And that would be great. And then we'd be able to discuss it tomorrow. So with that, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow all of our social media channels and pages. And we really appreciate it. Thanks for all your comments today. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being on. And thanks to all of the great journalists who are out there each and every day covering these stories. Thank you for you and your hard work. And we're doing our best to promote it on Sudbury.news. And thanks to CKLU, Laurentian University, for allowing the show to be on. And stay tuned now for Earshot Daily right here on CKLU 96.7 FM. We'll be back, same time, same place, on all the same platforms, God willing. Make sure to stay aware, take care, like and share. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.
This is Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.